No intro needed, I'm just going to get to it. So it's been quite a while since I made an airsoft related video, and I'm fully aware of that, and I have a few reasons why. So to start off, last semester, which was the fall of 2018, my classes were getting a lot more difficult, so I was having to put more time into studying for those classes and putting less time in airsoft as well as cars. And towards the end of the semester, finals, I was having to put more time into studying for my finals, so there was that. Second, after the semester, I decided to go play airsoft at an outdoor field called Lone Star Airsoft, which is in Richmond, Texas. I decided not to go to high ground because I wanted to change things up, and there were a few things that went wrong that day. First thing that went wrong was my contour camera stopped working.
Wish me luck. You okay? Yeah. All right, that window, there's a... I charged it last night, and I was able to get one part of a game today, and after that, it just stopped working. And I tried to plug it in to see if it was a dead battery, and it's not even holding a charge. I also tried to format an SD card, and that's not working either since there's no power. So it looks like I have bigger issues.
Second, my Amoeba AM013 was locking up.
And the gearbox decided to lock up.
And the third thing, the battery connector melted. So yeah, my rifle is broken at the moment. I'm gonna have to see what's wrong with my gearbox because it's not the first time that it's locked up, but definitely the first time that my battery connector is melted. But that will be a different video. I got all these parts for my rifle. I got a new motor and a new inner barrel for it, and I was ready to make some upgrade videos on it. And since my rifle decided to die on me, I'm gonna have to put those on hold and get this fixed first. So that was reason number 2. Reason number 3, on December 13th, I left the US along with my parents and my older sister, and we flew over to Vietnam to visit family there. Needless to say, I had fun spending time with my dad's side of the family as well as exploring around Vietnam. And we also went to Hong Kong for 4 days, and I really wish I had the opportunity to visit Red Wolf Airsoft, but I was in a tour group along with 10 other people, so I couldn't do that. But yeah, my family and I were outside of the US from December 13th all the way to January 8th. I told myself to film videos once I get back in the US, but the jet lag was pretty strong. I had not been able to sleep lately, and I had gotten sick as well. But luckily, I fully recovered and my sleeping schedule was back to normal, but those two factors affected my recording schedule, and I kind of had to postpone that a bit. So yeah, throughout that time I could not create the airsoft content that I wanted to, and that goes for the car content as well because I missed out on a lot of good car meets. So for 2019, I'm hoping to push out more videos like I want to, and I'm gonna try and post more airsoft videos than car videos since I've been posting more car videos lately. I've already made one car video for 2019, which is my Y-pipe install. So for a first airsoft video of 2019, I'm going to be buying my Glock 17 again. I got a slide kit for it from my sponsor, Gas Blowback Central, and almost forgot. Much better. Spike, if you're watching this, you're the real MVP. Here it is. This is the S3 Solutions slide. On Gas Blowback Central's website, as well as a few other websites I've seen, it's called the Detonator S3 slide. It's got the S3F Solutions engraved on it, which is pretty cool. And the overall slide design looks really nice. I like what they did to the top of the slide. What surprised me is that this entire slide kit is made in Japan, which I really like. Moving on to the outer barrel, right away I noticed that it's a lot heavier than the slide. And I found out that the outer barrel is stainless steel and the slide is CNC aluminum, which confuses me a little bit. I don't understand why they made the outer barrel heavier. Like the slide, the outer barrel also has the S3F logo on it. And lastly, we have this tiny little metal piece, which is the loading chamber indicator. It goes on the right side of the slide, and I think they did that just for the looks of it. It's non-functional and it's just sitting there, and it moves around from time to time just for the looks. Unlike the Tokyo Marui plastic slide, the loading chamber indicator is molded on there. It doesn't move and it doesn't come out either. It's one with the slide. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and move this big TV. That way I have enough space to work on my desk so that I can install the slide kit onto the Glock. Okay, everything is on a towel, especially the new slide kit and the little loading chamber indicator. I went ahead and got a different guide rod as well as a 150% spring because we're switching to an aluminum slide, and when you switch to a metal slide you're going to want a stronger spring for it to cycle smoothly. If you keep the normal stock factory spring on there, which is very weak, it's going to have problems cycling. The guide rod is a 5KU guide rod, and the orientation of the spacers I have on here weren't like this. I actually changed it to like this, the way it is right now, so that it's slightly short stroked and it cycles a bit faster. I added some medium strength thread locker on this end because it easily unscrews by itself whenever I'm shooting it, and just a little bit of thread locker keeps it still. The 150% spring is a Guns Modify spring, and it also came with a 150% hammer spring, but I already have one of those whenever I got the Zero hammer. Lastly, I got rear sights because, like the plastic slide, the plastic rear sights are cracked as well. So this one, aluminum, and it comes with the fiber rod in it, but unfortunately it doesn't fit because if you look at it, watch what happens whenever I put it in the hole. It just slips right through. See that? So I won't be able to use this fiber rod, and I've already ordered a couple that should fit at the end here, so gotta wait for USPS to pull through. But in the meantime, I will just manage the hollow see-through holes in the rear sight. So without further ado, let's get to changing the slide kit as well as everything else that I mentioned. Alright, the slide is out and I'm going to set it off to the side for now. Okay, so I just encountered one issue with this slide kit. It was very difficult to put this inner barrel and hop-up assembly into the new outer barrel. And on the OEM plastic outer barrel, I could easily wedge a
screwdriver in between the hop-up assembly and this outer part of the outer barrel, I could wedge it and I could easily pull out the entire inner barrel assembly and slide it back in. However, with this new one, I had to lightly tap it. I had to tap it in just so that it could fit, and now it finally fits in there. Another problem with the slide kit. This slide kit is very brand new, so everything is very sharp and stiff. So because of that, it wasn't able to slip onto these slide tracks very easily. In fact, I ended up forcing it in, and once it was in, it was very sluggish, even though I added some oil on there. So I ended up having to sand down the slide tracks. That way the slide could move freely and that there was little to no friction between the slide tracks and the slide. Okay, it's all oiled up. Now, moment of truth. Oh, yes. There we go. It's still a little bit sluggish, but it's not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and clean off the excess oil. That's nasty. But that is what it looks like with the S3 solution slide. I have to say, I really like this look, and I'm so glad I got the 5KU guide rod to match the outer barrel, because if I had kept the black one, it would just look off. One thing I do notice is that the Tokyo Marui OEM front sight is wobbling, but that's not a huge deal at the moment. I got a mag with some green gas in it. Let's see how this shoots and how it feels. Ooh. Ooh, that actually feels nice. I am liking this new look, and I went ahead and added my TLR and my mag just to see how heavy it is, and it's safe to say it's pretty heavy. But man, that looks so nice. Since we have all the plastic pieces out, let's see how much damage they took. So I'm gonna start off with this rear sight. Yep, safe to say that it's no longer usable because there's a big crack right there. Moving on to the outer barrel, and still looks like it's in great shape. It's got a few scuffs here and there, and then some scuffs from the middle to the front of the outer barrel, and that's just because the slide was rubbing on it. But other than that, the outer barrel still looks pretty good. Then we move on to the slide, and I'm gonna start off in the front because right away you can see a BB hit that corner. That BB hit it pretty hard, and if you look more to the right, there is that crack right there. I'm going to move it into the light so it's easier to see. So if you look at that corner right there, that's a crack.
It started off small and then it got worse over time. Then I started wondering. I looked on the other side and sure enough, there is that small little crack right there. Well, that's difficult to see on camera, but there's a crack right there. Then I looked down here and sure enough, that's the same crack from that side, and that one's difficult to see, but there's a crack right there from that side. So it's safe to say that my slide could have exploded at some point. But anyways, looking more on the left side, you could see that it's more dense from the BBs, and then right there, the slide lock portion where it catches onto the slide lock, it's chipping and breaking, and I saw this coming since it's plastic. Other than that, it looks alright towards the back. A little bit of discoloration, but that's not too serious. Then look over here, and towards the ejection port, more BBs hitting it, which is always great. So it's safe to say that this slide did not last long, and I only had this pistol for a year. And I'm kind of glad I got a metal slide for it. I really like the heavier weight to it, and the looks, and of course the slit at the top, and the S3F logo there. And even though it doesn't have the Glock trades like how that plastic slide has it, I'm okay with this slide. Only thing left to do now is wait for the fiber rods to come in the mail and then insert them into the holes there. But other than that, that is it for this slide install. So that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you're subscribed, thanks. If you're not, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Take care, everyone. I will catch you on the flip side.